Well, I think Carowinds was a fun place. I enjoyed it for my first time because I've been begging to go there for years since my Uncle Dusty and my cousin Debbie had been there and they loved it, which was part of my birthday present as well, which I'm an amusement park guy and love the roller coaster rides. The 5 amusement parks I've been to, such as Disneyland, Dollywood, Kings Island, Cedar Point, my favorite, and Carowinds, my second favorite, which I liked better than Kings Island. But I still need to go to Kings Dominion, the sister of Kings Island in Doswell, Virginia, and Canada's Wonderland in Vaughan, Ontario, Canada, like Cedar Point's in Sandusky, Ohio, Kings Island's in Mason, Ohio. Carowinds is in Charlotte, North Carolina / South Carolina because it sits on the state lines. However, I think that me, my mom, and my Uncle Joey loved it better than Kings Island. And we may go again this July. I would love to so I can go to the water park there. Just the three of us went. We stayed in the cabin, but it was really nice. My favorite ride of all time was the Fury 325, the tallest, fastest, longest Giga coaster in North America. It was 325 feet tall with a 320-foot drop, which speeds up to 95 miles an hour. It went really fast and smooth. My second favorite was the Thunder Striker, also known as Intimidator, famous for Dale Earnhardt. My third favorite was the Copperhead Strike. And my fourth favorite was the Afterburn. I even loved the other coasters, such as the Vortex, the stand-up coaster, the Carolina Cyclone, the Flying Cobra, the Hurler, and the Carolina Go Rusher. Those are all the coasters I rode there. And I rode the Windseeker and the Carolina Sky Tower thing that you sit in a room that takes you up slowly and you can see the whole park from up there, even the Charlotte skylines as well. But I think that Carowinds was very nice. Carol means Carolina because it sits on the state lines, both in North and South Carolina. And winds means it gets a lot of wind sometimes. I don't know why they call it that, but it was a nice amusement park, and I really look forward to going back again. But after all, Cedar Point was my number one favorite, while Carowinds was my second favorite. I liked it better than Kings Island. It was really, really nice, which Kings Island's better than Dollywood. And I need to go to Kentucky Kingdom and Holiday World as well. But for Carowinds, I think it was my second favorite. I loved all the coasters, and they used to have the Nighthawk, which was a flying coaster, similar to the Firehawk at Kings Island, but the Nighthawk got demolished last year or 2 years ago. So I didn't get to ride it, but it wasn't interesting to me because it was a flying coaster. I'm terrified of flying coasters because it makes me feel like I want to fall out. Not the ride, it just makes me feel like I want to fall out. But if you ever get a chance, you should go to Carowinds. It's a really fun amusement park. I loved it. And I got some cool things such as 2 t-shirts. One that has roller coasters on it and one that says Fury 325. I even got me a cup. I even got me a refrigerator magnet. I got me a little Carowinds set. And I even got me the Fury 325 decoration set. Which Carowinds was worth it. But I need to go back there in July so I can go to the water park, since I like water parks too. However, sometimes I'd recommend getting fast lane passes so you won't have to wait in line. And my favorite place to sit on coasters is the front. Sometimes there's a guy that signs you a certain seats. Just ask him if you can go to the front. If they say no, don't be rude. Just be nice and say okay. And then try again. Maybe they'll let you. Sometimes you go to the back. Sometimes you go to the front. But it doesn't really matter where you sit. It's just the part where you have fun on the coaster. But I love the front. And Fury 325 was my favorite again because it was taller, faster, and smoother. Even though it didn't go upside down because it's called a Giga coaster, which a Giga coaster is more than 300 feet. They call it a Giga coaster. However, the fastest and tallest roller coaster I've ridden in my whole life was Top Thrill Dragster, now Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point, when I went there in 2019 before COVID. It was 420 feet with speeds up to 120 miles an hour with a 400-foot drop. It's now the tallest roller coaster and fastest in North America. It's also the head coaster for North America. Why, you probably heard of a coaster called King to Call in Jackson, New Jersey at Six Flags. It was similar to King to Call, only 456 feet taller and 30, which is 36 feet taller, 456 feet, and 128 miles an hour, 8 more miles faster, and a 416 foot drop. But 2 years ago, they demolished it, and I really wanted to ride it so bad. But the only thing is, it had a hump hill, a thing that goes up like that. But for notice that they demolished it, so now it's no longer the tallest in the U.S. The tallest in the U.S. is Top Thrill Dragster. Now it's Top Thrill 2. They remodeled Top Thrill 2 because it goes forward 74 miles an hour, backwards 100 miles and 1 miles an hour, backwards up like this, and you go forward down 120. But for me, I always thought it was a nice coaster. But then my second favorite, I actually liked Fury better than Millennium Force. But yeah, Millennium Force used to be the tallest coaster. And my favorite at Kings Island was the Vortex until they demolished it, which used to be the tallest and fastest coaster, or the tallest coaster in the world with multiple loops. And then my favorite at Dollywood was the Wild Eagle, the wing coaster. But anytime I ride coasters, I love them. I just get nervous, hoping I don't fall off. And then when I'm sleeping, my body, like, woo! It feels like my body's like I'm still riding one. I lift my head up and they stop. I lay back down like that. It continues going on. And I stop. I have a dream like, you stop, want to get off? Nope, you're going again. You just keep going and 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 going. Like you're motionless. Like your body's kind of, like your belly's kind of motionless sick. Because you're still like, what? A coaster all night. How many coasters you ride, but they're fun. I get nervous hoping I don't fall off. But yeah, if you're ever in North Carolina, I'd recommend checking out Carowinds. It was a really fun amusement park, and I look forward to going back there again. However, still, I need to go back to Cedar Point and ride the Steel Vengeance, because I didn't get to ride it, and I need to go back and ride the new one, Siren Curse, which is a tilt coaster that tilts you like that, then it drops you. Kind of like the Val Raven at Cedar Point, the diving coaster, except it tilts you down, you're looking down, just like, but yeah, similar coasters like Afterburn, Banshee at Kings Island, and Raptor, the inverted coaster, and even Corkscrew, similar to Vortex and Carolina Cyclone, and of course, the Bat at Kings Island, similar to the Iron Dragon at Cedar Point, and Gatekeeper, the wing coaster, similar to Wild Eagle at Dollywood, which I like the Gatekeeper better. All fun coasters were really nice for me, and I really look forward to going back again. But for me, my second favorite is Carowinds, and I give it like 85% for me to go back. And I apologize if the reason I didn't have me on the roller coasters, like me riding, I didn't have my camera with me on the roller coasters, was because I know you're not really supposed to have them, but people sneak them on. I didn't want to get caught. But maybe next time I go back, I'll try to sneak my GoPro on and just hide it. And then after I get out of the station, I'll open it back. But when I stop, before I pull back in the station, I'll cover it up. But I'm sorry I didn't want to video me on the coasters right now, because that was my first time, and I just want to make sure I ride them. So that way, if hopefully I didn't get caught. I don't want to get caught, because there are cameras. So my goal is not to have my phone on them, have my phone secured, but to have my GoPro secured to my chest so it won't fall off. But maybe next time I'll try to record, sneak my GoPro on, because I've done it at Dollywood and nothing went wrong. I almost got caught, but I wish I had a little band thing I could show and say proof of the camera insurance and then fast lanes. But always be careful on roller coasters. If you do have your camera, make sure it's secured tight and don't lose it, because they're not responsible for that, because they don't have time. So always be safe. Be safe on coasters, and try to keep your hands and legs inside the ride at all time and wait till the ride's over. And even if they don't give you the front, it's okay. But if you ask them and they say no, be nice to them. Don't be rude, because they want to keep the lines going. Sometimes you get the front, sometimes you don't, or the middle, but it doesn't matter. But I still prefer the front. It's my favorite. Anyway, I'll try to get my GoPro camera next time. I didn't want to do it this time because I didn't want to get kicked out, but I want to try my best next time to sneak it on. Just, if you have cameras, keep all your things secured. If your GoPro camera, keep it tight. Just keep it, make sure you secure it good. And I wish they could have cameras, like a little band you could show them to say, why do you got GoPro? Show the band to them, say something GoPro proof of camera use, and they're like, all right. But just secure your GoPro camera really good. The best place is to tie it right here to your chest, to right here, so it won't fall off. And make sure it's secured good. And be careful. Just be careful when you're riding it. Just be careful not to drop it. Even stuff, because they're not responsible, because they don't have time for that. But always have fun on coasters. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. And be careful on them. Stay in your seats all the time and don't try to fall out of them. But like I said, that's why I didn't have my GoPro camera on them. But my GoPro camera with me on them, because I didn't want to get kicked out of it. I want to make sure I can ride it for the first time. But maybe next time I'll try to go back, I'll sneak it on. Always be careful with stuff when you're videoing things and cameras. So always keep your things secured good and be careful. Anyway, but like I said, at Carowinds, I loved it way better than Kings Island. Not as good as Cedar Point, but Kings Island was better than Dollywood. But I'd recommend going back. I need to go back to Kings Island and ride the Orion. And I need to go back to Carowinds. And I do want to go to Kings Dominion in Dawswell, Virginia. Even Canada's Wonderland. All amusement parks I could go to. Even Disney World and SeaWorld Orlando. But I do recommend going back to Carowinds again because I loved it. And I need to go to the water park. But have a good time there and just be safe. And always keep your stuff secured so you don't fall off. Anyway, that's pretty much the story. So I hope you all enjoyed this. So I'd recommend going back to Carol. If you've never been to Carowinds, give it a try. Carol means Carolina because it sits on the state lines. And it's in winds means it gets a lot of winds. They just call it that. It used to be owned by Cedar Fair, like Kings Island and Cedar Point. Now it's owned by Six Flags and other amusement parks too, merged together. But anyway, I look forward to going back to Carowinds again someday. So anyway, if y'all have a chance, I'd recommend going there. And the best coaster ride is the Fury 325. A very nice roller coaster for y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. And again, my second favorite is Thunder Striker. Now, the Fury, it has 4 seats on each side, and the Thunder Striker only has 2 seats on each side. So, Afterburn's got 4 seats, and for each row. And some coasters have 2 seats, some have 4 seats for each row. So, I'd recommend the front. Try to ask them for the front. If they sign you, just ask them nicely to the front. If they say no, just be nice to them and try again later. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Again, if you recommend going to Carowinds, if I'd recommend y'all going to Carowinds, you would love it. My second favorite after Cedar Point. And I look forward to going back again soon. So, I think Carowinds will be my second favorite. Alright guys, I believe that's all I have for now. So again, if you've never been to Carowinds, I'd recommend going. So, always have fun. Keep your stuff secured. And if you have your GoPro cameras, try not to get caught. Keep it secured good. And be safe. And be safe on coasters. And obey safety signs. And stay safe. And be careful at places. And have fun. And really, really fun time. Whee! Is always fun forever.